Oh yeah, that's the number 12.
The Skaneateles Education Foundation is a nonprofit volunteer foundation that was formed to enrich the curriculum in our schools.
The Education Foundation is comprised of 21 board members. These are your neighbors, these are your friends, these are people from all walks of life, all levels of education. They've lived here their whole lives or they just moved here. But they all have one thing in common, and that is a belief in the possibilities and the importance of education.
The Foundation's mission is to encourage charitable contributions and to manage those contributions in a way that enhances the educational opportunities for the students in this community. And it welcomes donations to that goal, and it sees itself as a steward of those donations to achieve the best possible result over the long term. One of the most important things the Foundation can do is provide grants to teachers who are thinking outside the box, who have innovative ideas for new programming, new curricular developments that aren't normally absorbed within the operating budget of everyday in and out teaching kinds of things. So the Foundation encourages faculty to apply for grants if they have a particularly good idea.
My students used the Zoom room to help them create film documentaries to be part of the RFK Center for Human Rights film competition. The use of the Zoom room really allowed my students to work together and collaborate and learn from one another. They had to do a lot of exploration and problem solving using the technology for the first time.
With all the equipment, it was just so easy to get a quality video. We actually ended up being like one of the top competitors, so that was really exciting. We had so much to use and so much to work with. It made it just, I don't think if we had the resources we had, I don't think we could have made a quality video like that. For my future, I want to become a businessman, so working with all these resources just makes it much easier.
We began maybe 12 years ago inviting World War II veterans to come in so students could interview them and learn their stories. And then gradually that project evolved and we began making movies of their stories. But it really made a quantum leap forward with the Zoom room. The quality of the movies was much improved. And we were very proud to show the stories to the people we had invited in to share their stories.
I applied to go to the National Kindergarten Conference in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was a 4-day class. Coming back from the conference, I was able to share a lot of what I learned with different colleagues as a whole faculty at Waterman School, doing different workshops, and with my grade level. The different classes that I took in Las Vegas really helped to motivate students, that helped them to learn more about reading and writing sight words. That gave them a good foundation, which then made them stronger readers and writers to send on to first grade. The students have been so excited to participate in the different activities that I was able to put together after going to the conference.
The grant I applied for was a robotics grant. I already had a robotics program in place when I applied for the grant. But the technology was getting old, and there was some new and exciting equipment out there that I'd love to get in my classroom. And so when the Education Foundation was first formed, we applied for the grant, and that really helped me move my robotics program to a whole new level. The students look at it from their perspective is it's fun building them, it's fun programming to see it come to life. I look at it where there's so much learning going on behind the scenes, and it becomes a contagious environment where students enjoy being and they love the learning process.
Before I did the robotics unit, I never really imagined myself going into something like engineering, but after doing this unit, I realized that I really love engineering, and I'm really happy that I did it.
The Robotics on the Move grant allowed us to take the older stuff that we used for the last 10 years and create a 5th grade STEM lab where now the 5th graders are being engaged and ignited at a younger age, and that's what we're trying to do.
The kids have loved doing the robotics unit, and it's a very exciting, it's different, it's something completely new, and it's something that's completely 5th grade, so they're very excited about that. I would say that this early implementation of robotics at 5th grade opens the kids' minds and their eyes to the possibilities of what kinds of things they might want to do in middle school and in high school and beyond. One of the things that I think is neat about the robotics is that it's really accessible to all of the kids. The girls were as equally involved and showed themselves to be great programmers, as well as the boys, and even our inclusion students and our special education students were able to be highly successful using the technology.
I was the recipient of the 2013 Jean Graham Fund Award. I applied for this grant because I had always wanted to spend some time on the Erie Canal, and I teach 4th graders about it anyway. And I thought, all right, I'll give it a shot and see if they think this is an idea worth funding. So this spring, I presented my journey to the students, and I could see the excitement in their eyes because they had learned about it in their class. And then we spent a day on the canal going through Lock 24 in Baldwinsville, and many of them connected with that, could talk about things they learned, and then they were able to experience it themselves. 4th graders have a really keen interest. They're starting to have an interest in the world outside themselves. So for them to see what I went through and listen to my explanation of my journey, and then to have their own journey, really brought it to life for them.
For the 2013-14 school year, we decided to start a STEM lab at Waterman. This was going to be for all of the students K-2. When we started the STEM lab, we knew that we had the science, technology, and math covered, but we didn't have anything for engineering, so we had to explore some different places that we could go. We decided to apply for the Engineering is Elementary grant so that I was able to go to Boston to see their program, which was Engineering is Elementary, and see their kits and see how they would fit into the STEM lab. I think that the way to measure success with kids this age is to see their excitement. We definitely have been able to see that excitement here. When the kids come into the classroom and they look and see what the supplies are out on the tables, they know right away what we're going to do, and to hear them say things like, we're going to be engineers today, that's when you really know that you've been successful.
The foundation hopes that through its grants, we're going to raise the bar in this community. We have always enjoyed a good education system. Our children have benefited from a good education, but there's more that can be done. The foundation has always said, no matter the size of the gift, it matters. And so we hope that others will learn about the activities that we are doing, the difference that we're making in the schools, and they will support our efforts. There are many ways that community members can support the Education Foundation. Obviously through their donations. We do an annual appeal yearly. We have lots of events that we conduct throughout the year. And we also are always looking for volunteers.
We enthusiastically support the Skaneateles Education Foundation
because it provides such a great tie between the community and the school system.
Because children are the future of this community and upstate New York.
Because education is everything.
Because we believe that it's important to invest in enrichment opportunities for our children.
Because academics is more important than athletics.
Because we have 4 girls in the district and the work they're doing is fantastic.
Because it enriches the lives of our students beyond what the local tax base can afford.
Because supporting our kids' education is the most important thing we can do for our community.
Because it's an organization that empowers teachers to dream.
I know I'm speaking for the whole Waterman community and saying how appreciative all of us, including the kids, are for what they have done with the Engineering is Elementary grant so that we could do what we did in the STEM lab.
I think other teachers need to realize that their crazy ideas aren't crazy, and if it brings something alive for your students, it's there for you to just take advantage of.
Without the Education Foundation, it'd be very, very difficult to be teaching at the level that I'm teaching at right now.